A man was inside his apartment when he suddenly felt the entire building begin to shake.
Oh,
As the earthquake intensified, furniture and household items started moving on their own.
fucking heck.
The shaking continued for several moments before gradually settling, leaving the apartment in disarray. A person inside a high-rise building in Myanmar witnessed a terrifying moment as the earthquake struck. From their vantage point, they saw the neighboring tower being torn apart by the violent shaking. Looking further down, they noticed water from a rooftop pool spilling over the edge, cascading down the side of the building. A person in Bangkok captured the intense shaking of an earthquake from a high-rise building. On the rooftop, a pool began sloshing violently, sending waves of water spilling over the edges. The scene grew more chaotic as the tremors continued, with water cascading down the building.
Oh my.
CCTV footage captured the moment before the recent earthquake in Myanmar, Thailand. People were seen relaxing in and around a rooftop pool, unaware of what was about to happen. Suddenly, the earthquake struck, causing the pool water to violently spill over as people scrambled in shock. Shocking footage from Myanmar captures the moment an earthquake struck a high-rise building. As the ground shook, water from a rooftop pool spilled over, sweeping people off their feet. Footage captures the terrifying swaying of skyscrapers at the Park Origin Thonglor complex in Bangkok during the earthquake. The powerful tremors with an epicenter in Myanmar caused the buildings to visibly oscillate, alarming residents.
ประสบภัย
This footage reveals the sheer intensity of the tremors during the Turkey-Syria earthquake.
Yol yarıldı ha. Burada yol yarıldı. Bak daha devam ediyor. Bak şimdi bak. İyice.
The violent shaking caused buildings, streets, and vehicles to tremble as people struggled to stay on their feet.
Kalk ediyor bak. Bak. Bak şimdi. Ay. Şimdi hızlanır. Aynen. Bak. Şu an tam hızlandı.
The aftermath of the earthquake in Mandalay, Myanmar, shows the devastating impact left behind. Buildings suffered severe damage, with debris scattered across streets as residents assessed the destruction. A compilation video shows the terrifying impacts of the 7.7 magnitude earthquake across Bangkok. Footage includes swaying skyscrapers, cracked roads, and frightened residents fleeing buildings in panic. Footage captures the terrifying moment the iconic Mahanakorn building in Bangkok sways during the earthquake. The massive skyscraper moves visibly, leaving onlookers in shock as the tremors shake the city. Footage captures rooftop pool water, violently sloshing as nearby skyscrapers sway from the earthquake.
Dừng lại.
The camera then pans to the shocking moment a high-rise building collapses, sending a massive cloud of dust into the air.
Oh! ไปแล้ว Tôi có tụt plang đấy bớt. Tôi có tụt plang luôn đấy chú.
Footage captures the terrifying moment an earthquake violently shakes the ground as people scramble in fear.
Este edificio se movió horrible, horrible. Tronó horrible. Que se salgan, la pared se rompió. Que se salgan. Que se salgan, se va a caer.
Seconds later, a building collapses into rubble, sending dust and debris billowing into the air.
Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío, Dios mío,
La gente.
Dios mío. Ay, no, Dios mío, Dios mío. Ay, Dios mío. Dios mío.
¿Estás bien, Fer?
A powerful earthquake struck, causing violent tremors that shook the city and sent people running in panic. Moments later, a massive skyscraper began to crumble, collapsing into a cloud of dust and debris. A powerful earthquake struck, and footage captured a house shaking violently as the tremors intensified. The entire structure swayed as objects inside were tossed around, showcasing the sheer force of the quake. As the earthquake struck Myanmar, chaotic footage captured people rushing out of buildings in a panic. Crowds hurried down staircases and into the streets, trying to get to safety as the tremors continued. Footage from Sagaing City reveals extensive destruction following the powerful earthquake near its epicenter. Buildings suffered severe structural damage, with debris scattered across streets as residents assess the aftermath. Shocking footage from Thailand captures the intense tremors caused by the powerful earthquake in Myanmar. Videos show buildings swaying, pools overflowing, and people scrambling as the seismic waves spread across the region. Footage reveals massive fractures along the Maitha Pinsi Road, exposing the sheer force of the earthquake.
မြစ်သားစမုံပေါက်မှာပါဒီမှာလဲသုံးမင်းဖိုးမှာနည်းနည်းတော့မဟုတ်ဘူးကားတွေရောမကြည့်အောင်
The cracks stretch across the roadway, creating deep and uneven gaps that make the path nearly impassable.
Oh my god.
A massive circular crack formed in the middle of the road, revealing what appears to be ocean water surging through the rupture. The force of the earthquake split the ground wide open, creating an astonishing and eerie scene of water where solid land once stood. A store's CCTV captured the moment the earthquake struck, causing shelves and products to shake violently. As the tremors intensified, items began falling, narrowly missing a woman sitting behind the counter. The aftermath of the devastating earthquake revealed collapsed buildings and widespread destruction. Rescue efforts were underway as people searched through the rubble, hoping to find survivors. A resident in Ukraine captured the moment the earthquake struck, shaking the surroundings violently. Objects inside the home rattled as the tremors intensified, creating a chaotic scene. The shaking gradually subsided, leaving behind a mess of fallen items and dust in the air. A person recorded the intense shaking inside their sitting room as an earthquake struck. Furniture and decorations toppled over, crashing to the floor as the tremors intensified. As the shaking settled, the aftermath revealed a chaotic mess of fallen items scattered across the room. A towering building stood tall as tremors began to shake its foundation. The structure swayed dangerously before suddenly giving way, crumbling floor by floor. A massive cloud of dust erupted into the air as the building collapsed entirely. A partially constructed building stood as tremors from the earthquake began to intensify. In moments, the entire building collapsed, sending debris and dust into the air. A residential building stood intact as an earthquake shook the ground violently. Cracks spread before it suddenly gave way, collapsing into a massive cloud of dust and debris. A construction site was caught on camera as the earthquake struck, causing the building to suddenly collapse into a massive cloud of dust. As the dust settled, the full extent of the destruction became visible, raising fears that thousands may have been trapped beneath the rubble. An earthquake's tremors reached all the way to the coast, causing panic in various locations. Inside a supermarket, the shaking was noticeable, but no items fell from the shelves as people looked around in concern. A powerful earthquake struck London, shaking the city with intense tremors. Amidst the chaos, one of the buildings suddenly collapsed, sending debris into the streets. Security surveillance footage captures the exact moment a structure begins to shake violently. Within seconds, the building gives way, collapsing into dust and debris.